Troy Aikman's 8 trademark challenged by Baltimore Ravens star Lamar Jackson. It truly is a quarterback controversy in the courtroom. Well, John Rizvi is the patent professor. He's an adjunct professor of patent law over at Nova Southeastern Law School in Florida. He's written a couple books on this. I thought he'd be the perfect guy to talk to about what Troy Aikman's dealing with right now. He joins us. John, give us the basis of the argument here. Let's get into it.
Yeah, so I guess the overall legal issue that concerns a lot of people is, can somebody own a number, right? Just a numerical number. Can someone have exclusive rights to that? And under trademark law, the answer is yes. You can have exclusive rights to a trademark. Can be anything. It can be a sound. It can be a color. Most of the time, it's a word or a logo, but it identifies the source of goods or services. And in this case, you have quarterback Lamar Jackson, and his jersey was jersey number 8. And of course, he's not the only football player to have number 8 on their jersey. And in fact, Steve Young from the San Francisco 49ers, Aaron Rodgers from the New York Jets, there's lots of people with number 8. However, he used it and filed for trademarks utilizing 2 trademarks, U8 yet with the number 8 and Era 8. And the problem is that, of course, there's Troy Aikman, who's played for years for the Dallas Cowboys, won 3 Super Bowls, and he claims that he is known as number 8 and filed for separate trademarks for 8, except instead of a numerical 8, he spelled out EIGHT. And that, in a nutshell, is the legal issue that's being contested here. Is who owns which 8 is whose.
Okay, so I want to be sure that I have this correct. Basically, it's Lamar Jackson saying, hey, the 8 is mine because it's trademarked, even though it's the number 8, the EIGHT, that causes confusion.
He is. So, trademark rights, I guess from a layperson standpoint, people think about who deserves it more. And I've seen a lot of talk about, Lamar Jackson is new, he's young, and Troy Aikman has been, certainly has got a more distinguished career with 3 Super Bowl wins and is more widely known by his jersey number 8. However, trademark law comes down to you either sell goods and services first or you file for the trademark first. And Lamar Jackson might be younger and perhaps have, in some view, a less distinguished career, but he is first in time in terms of filing. So he filed for his trademarks first, and anyone that files afterwards can only get rights if their mark is not seen to be confusingly similar. And in this case, that's the basis of Lamar Jackson opposing Troy Aikman's filings.
So this product is already out there, Aikman's EIGHT. Did it get some approval? I mean, obviously, for that to even happen, was somebody aware of, like at the trademark office, of the number versus the word thing?
Well, it's actually the trademark office does their initial review, and they try to see if they find a conflict, they won't even publish the mark for opposition. It'll end right there. But anyone is permitted under trademark law to monitor new trademarks that are filed. And if they believe that they're going to be harmed, as in this case, Lamar Jackson clearly believes he's going to be harmed by Troy Aikman's trademark filing, he's permitted to file an opposition and provide reasons as to why or how he's going to be harmed. And the reasons essentially are that consumers are going to be confused, and he was first in time, he filed first, and therefore what he's asking is for Troy Aikman's trademark filings to be denied and not be granted.
So what about the fact that Aikman's product is already on the shelves?
And that's going to pose some problems as well. If a product's out there, then there may be damages for infringement if someone's purchasing them. And Lamar Jackson's going to have to show that there's consumer confusion and that people purchase the EIGHT products associating them with Lamar Jackson. So in other words, claiming that Troy Aikman is benefiting from the goodwill that Lamar Jackson has in trademark rights to variations of 8, what numerical versus spelling it out. Just so you know, from a trademark standpoint, it's different than domain names. So to the extent, I don't know if Troy Aikman's legal counsel advised him that it makes sense to spell out EIGHT, but that's not sufficient. It might be fine for domain names to add a hyphen or spell things differently, and you can get 2 domain names. But trademarks are based on consumer confusion, and a lot of times, you know, people will sound out trademarks or speak on the phone, and you know, say you have somebody going to the store and you say, hey, can you get me some T-shirts for 8? And then you don't necessarily specify, and it very well could be that the person asking for them is asking for the Lamar Jackson T-shirts or clothing, and the wrong one gets purchased, and Lamar Jackson feels that that's a harm to him. And since he's filed for the trademark first, that his trademarks should be respected, and Aikman's trademark filing should be denied.
All right, and just last thing for you, how long do you expect this to drag on?
I mean, it could drag on. Very likely, a lot of times there's a settlement and maybe a licensing agreement where they agree to perhaps go after different markets. And maybe, who knows, maybe Lamar Jackson's worry is that, yes, currently Aikman is spelling it out as EIGHT, and he's not saying, he hasn't filed for U8 yet. In other words, EIGHT yet, but maybe his worry is future filings, and this is kind of a warning shot saying, hey, I'm policing this, I want to protect my trademark rights, and kind of putting him on notice that certainly if this filing is causing consumer confusion, then don't file anything that's even closer to my trademarks.
Yeah. John Rizvi, the patent professor, appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming on.